Welcome to the Wind Zone, Canada Ride's new rider orientation video. Riding ATVs and side-by-sides is truly a great family activity, and this video is designed to make sure that you go out there prepared, that you'll do it safely, and you're going to have one of the greatest days ever so you can have a Wind Zone moment. Make sure you send a text or leave a note with your trip planning so in case of trouble, someone else will know approximately where you were supposed to be. Try to get a nice dry box because everything is going to get dirty, and bring along some extra clothes, some food, a tire pump just in case of issues with your tires, and a few extra warm things and dry things like some gloves, some towels, and some extra layers. Before you go riding out in the bush, you want to consider that you're going to get hit with tree branches, you may have an occurrence and a rollover, and you always got to think about all the type of insects that are out there as well. So you want to make sure you wear a long sleeve shirt. Here's some examples of approved helmets, any one of those styles that you may prefer, an over the ankle set of boots, a set of gloves, and in some cases, a chest protector. Driving down dry trails will produce a lot of dust and things being thrown up in the air. It's extremely important that you have proper eye protection. In addition to that, even a bandana to go over your mouth and your nose so that you're not eating dirt all day. Before you ride, here's an easy way to remember what you have to check. We call it T-clock. A general inspection to make sure everything looks right before you start. Check your throttle, check your steering, make sure everything is freed up and operating as it should be. Make sure you know where all the controls are and you've checked that everything is working. Check your oil level, both check your fuel level on the display and also do a visual inspection by removing the gas cap. Check your suspension, check that your radiator is not plugged with mud or dirt. Okay, so let's go over the controls of the machine again here. Sure. So here we've got our turn signals, yep. Our winch control, yep. Our kill switch, yes. Our four-way flashers, and our horn. Now here's your four-wheel drive controls in case you come across any features. This is two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and four-wheel drive diff lock. Now to do any functions on a CF moto, whether you're starting the machine or want to engage it to move into gear, you must always have your foot on the brake. Okay. Now that you do, you can turn on the key, yep. Wait for the fuel pump to finish its cycle, press the start button, and you're good to go. In case you need to use the winch, either for your own needs or to help somebody out of an occurrence, like they might be stuck in a mud hole or something like that, you need to know how to properly use a winch. The first thing you need to know is there's a locking control on the side of it. And you need to come in here with your hand and reach in and unlock the winch. Step 2 on our side-by-sides is locating where the winch controller is. So this is a two-man operation when you need to use the winch. We've located the winch controller in the glove box, plugged it in, and I'm going to give the control to the driver of the machine who needs to be able to operate both the winch and the controls of the vehicle to get out of the occurrence. So the first thing we're going to do now that we're unlocked is you're going to give me the unwind, and you always want to keep tension on the winch. This is for the spooling that occurs in underneath. If you do not keep tension on the winch, all kind of bad things can happen. Now, if you need a little bit more length, once this is unlocked, you have a little room to move. You want to get around a very strong point in the frame and lock in your winch either this way or around a frame component that's going to be solid. So once it's attached to the vehicle, you want to make sure that anyone is not within the impact range of that winch cable. It's also extremely important, as I mentioned a moment ago, to maintain tension when you're putting this away. Otherwise, how it respools back onto the winch will become a big mess and it won't operate as well and efficiently for you in the future. So now I've got tension on the cable, and this will nicely spool up. Reach in underneath, re-engage the lock mechanism, and you've successfully operated your winch. For loading and unloading your machines on and off a trailer, step number 1, make sure that your trailer is secured to the back of the truck. Step number 2, get your ramps out and make sure that you use tie-down straps to secure them to the back of the trailer because they can easily fall off if you do not do this step. So make sure you know where your ramps are in relation to where your tires are so you hit the ramp squarely. And again, one nice smooth move off of the vehicle. Next, once you put your two vehicles onto a trailer like this one, you need to tie down each one of the vehicles from a stable tie down point on the frame and do 4 different points of contact, 2 front and 2 rear for each one of the vehicles loaded. With CF Moto vehicles, before you remove the key, make sure that you are in park, and in one of our side-by-side models, also engage the handbrake. Make sure you have your key in your pocket. Do not leave it in the vehicle because they can blow out while you're driving down the highway. And just always be careful and show lots of caution when you're loading and unloading your trailer. There's many different types of obstacles when you're out in the off-road environment on the trails. You could encounter mud, water, and some uneven surfaces, including rocks. So it's really important that you know what to do in each one of these situations. First rule of thumb for mud and water: if it's deeper than the height of your tire, it's probably not a good idea to go in there if you want to get out safely. When you're on uneven terrain, it's very important that you go slowly and look at all the different choices and which kind of path you can pick as you go up and down these different type of very uneven features, and that you simply just don't go too fast. It's really important at all times that you have your vehicle under control. So if you run into this situation where you're going up a hill or down a hill and you encounter another rider, the right of way always goes to the uphill rider so they can maintain traction. If you're the downhill rider, pull over to the best of your ability, let the uphill rider by, and continue on your day. Now that you've taken a look at everything in this video, it's time to actually get on the machine out in the parking lot and get oriented. Have a lot of fun, have a great day with your family, and send us in your WinZone moments.